Hello there, my lovely frugal friends. If you've read the thumbnail, this is called January Thoughts. Now, before I start this video properly, I want to ask your advice on something. So, if you know me, I don't buy many clothes, and when I do, I try to buy them from the charity shop. I try to be a good, not buy fast fashion and things like that. Anyway, I bought this lovely sweatshirt. Really, really nice, really comfy, really soft. Didn't cost me a lot, £5. However, I'm a bit sad. I got bleach on the sleeve and I don't know what to do about it now. Do you think this can be dyed? If so, what colour would you go for? It does have black patches on the sleeves. Have a think for me. Or should I just dip it in a bucket of bleach and go all pink? Let me know in the comments below, what would you do? I'm not ditching it. Even if I don't do anything with it, it will become a at-home, hanging around the house sweatshirt, as opposed to a wearing it out sweatshirt. But I don't want to get rid of it because it's so soft and comfy. Anyway, ideas please. Much appreciated. So, January thoughts. I don't tend to do New Year's resolutions. I find that you get to New Year and you panic and you start thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to lose £100. I'm going to not spend any money, and it all becomes extreme. You saw that I didn't do a no spend January because for me it just doesn't work, and I explained that in my no spend January video. So what I've done over this past month, as I've thought of things, as my mind's kind of wandered and kind of been thinking about what I'm going to do over the coming year, I've been writing it down. So in my planner, I have got 10 things that are my plans and thoughts for this year. So I thought I'd go through them with you, see what you think. Are they similar to yours? Would you add any extras on there? Let me know. So my first one, continue to look for deals. I love a good deal. I love a good bargain. And I've said that I'm going to use my apps better. If you've watched my shopping videos, I use Green Gin, Checkout Smart and Shopmium. And I've just not been using them as well as I could do. And somebody commented on my last shopping haul video that they've noticed that they've been changing the deals midweek. So I need to be a bit more on the ball at looking on those. If you know of any other apps I can use, please let me know in the comments below. But that's my number one. Look out for those deals, look on the apps and try and find the best bargains that I can. Number two, use Olio more. Well, use it better. I do get all my bread from Olio. Not bought bread now since, it's got to be April last year. So we're probably 8, nearly 9 months into a no bread spend, which is brilliant considering Chris takes sandwiches nearly every day for work. So I'm going to try and use that a bit more, maybe see if I can get some more fruits and vegetables. The difficulty I have is that my Olio search area often puts me into a nearby area. So as the crow flies, it's only, in fact, one person as the crow flies is only 500 metres from my house across a canal. So that doesn't really help me. So if I was to drive there, it's a good 5 mile there, 5 miles back. But because the canal's in the way, it looks really close. Anyway, I'm going to try and use my Olio even better than I have been doing. Number 3, how can I stretch my meals further? I try and cook enough because I'm useless at measuring pasta and rice, and I always end up making more than I should do. So it often ends up that we make enough to make another meal or a freezer portion. But I want to think about how I can stretch the other parts of my meals. I know people say things like put lentils into your bologneses and things like that to stretch out the cost of the meal a little bit further. So I'm going to investigate a bit more how I can stretch those meals out a bit further and maybe utilise the main component of the meal in a slightly different way. So I have in the past made a base corn mince meal and then used half of it to make a chilli and half of it to make a bolognese. So there's that kind of thing that I could do. And I've not really been doing as much of that lately. So I might investigate and think about a bit more about how I can do that. How do you stretch your meals? Is there something particular that you add to yours that helps it to go a bit further? Let me know. Okay, number 4. Evaluate what I've got. And I'm not just talking in the fridge and the freezer, but I mean generally in the house overall. What have we got? What do we need? What needs to be used? And, you know, am I using it in the best possible way? So we're going to go through the house and just look, and, you know, there's possibly some clothes that might not quite fit the way they should. Am I using the space in my house the right possible way? Do I need to have those things in that particular cupboard, or could they go better in a different cupboard? I just need to kind of reevaluate what's going on with the space that I've got, and am I using it to its best ability? So there might be a room by room go through to make sure that I'm using things well enough. What are we on? Number 5, read more. I do love reading. Reading's one of the things I try and do before I go to bed, but I've not been doing it as much. The temptation is to be on the old mobile just before bed, which I know is not conducive to a good night's sleep. So I'm going to try and read more. And I'm aiming for a book a week. Now, I don't buy books. Very, very, very rarely do I buy books. I have one book that I have bought recently, and that, oh, I've actually got it here because I only got it on Wednesday. This is this one. This is the Caramel Pecan Roll Murder from the Joanne Fluke series of books. This is possibly book number 28. I have all of them. And because I've bought so many of them, I can't now not buy them because I've got to continue the series. So I always wait till the paperback comes out. Don't buy it in hardback. So there's that, but I'm saving that for the weekend. This is my book for the weekend because I do have a bath at the weekend. You know, that's my treat, soak in the bath. So I like to have a book while I'm in there. So I'm saving that for then. But generally, I'm only a short walk from a library. And library's the best place. You can even order online. So I've ordered books recently online that I've heard about. And there was a book about gut health that I wanted to have a look at. So I thought, order that one. So that's the one I'm partway through at the moment. So I'm using my library a lot more than I used to. Okay, number 6, move more. Yes, I don't do gyms and swimming classes and exercise classes. For one, gym membership, it can be so expensive. And also, who here has ever joined a gym, gone for a couple of months and then carried on paying the rest of the year's membership and still not used it? Raise your hand. Hit me with a like if you have done that. Yes. So no gym memberships, no swimming, nothing like that. I'm just going to go out for a walk. There's plenty of places near me where you can go for a nice walk. And I've got to admit, if I go for a walk and there's houses, I will have a nosy in your garden because I can't help myself. I like to have a good nosy at people's gardens. Also, YouTube. YouTube's got so many workout videos on there that if I did fancy doing something a bit different, or maybe it's a bit rainy outside, we can do that. And strangely, I've got an exercise bike upstairs that rarely gets used. So no, it's not a clothes horse exercise bike because I know people do have those, but it does need using a bit more. So I could also use that as well. So I'm going to move my butt a little bit more than it is normally used to being moved. That is another aim. Okay, number 7, declutter. So along with finding my space and using my space better, declutter some of the stuff that we've got. We've probably got things in cupboards that have been there for years that have not been used, and we're going to get rid of them. Now, whether that is donate to the charity shop, or whether we're going to sell them, or do they even need to go in the bin? That's what we're going to do next. We're going to declutter. Number 8, unexpected money. Every now and again, you might get a little bit of money that you weren't expecting to have. You might get a bonus. You might get a win on the lottery if you do the lottery. Or you might get a cash back on something. And I've decided in future with any of these, if we do get some money back that we weren't expecting, it's not just going to go in the spending pot. It is going to go towards paying off the last of our mortgage. It might only be pennies here, pennies there, 10, 20 pound here and there. But if I put it aside, it'll add up and we can use it to pay off some of that. So that's the next thing we're going to do on that. Number 9, aim to increase my plant consumption. Now, when I say plants, it's because I'm not just saying fruits and vegetables, because I've been reading this book about gut health and it says, if you eat 30 different plants over a week, that will improve your gut health. Now, I know you might go, 30? Yeah, but that includes coffee, a cup of coffee a day, it's a plant. Herbs and spices are classed as plants. But also, apparently, if you think about it, a red onion is different from a white onion. So there's 2 plants. If you get different kinds of cabbage, that's multiple plants. A gala apple is different from a pink lady apple. So it's not going to be as hard as I thought it was going to be. So each meal, I'm just going to think in my head, how many different plants have I used? Make a little tally and try over a week just to eat a little bit more. You might have seen in my videos, my shopping videos, my trifecta. Well, no, my 4 main vegetables. Peppers, red onions, white onions, mushrooms. I'm a happy camper if I've got all those, because those are the basis to so many of my different meals. But I'm going to try and expand it even further. We've got a load of vegetables that we bought when we did a massive shopping haul at Iceland a while back. Loads of frozen vegetables. We get vegetables and things off Olio. So we're just going to expand what we're using and just try out a few different things a bit new. So maybe once a week when I do my shop, I might expand and try a different vegetable each week just to add to our choices, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And finally, number 10, I do a painting class once a month. Actually, I was there this morning, did a painting class. It's a Chinese painting class. It's a lovely little group. It's done at our local library. I really, really enjoy it. I have so much fun chatting away, doing the painting, coming out with something that's not too bad. I'm not going to say I'm any great artist in the slightest, but I enjoy it. But the problem is, I go once a month, I put my paints away, and they'll come out again next month. And I really should be doing a little bit more in between. So as part of my fun activity, or something that I should do a little bit more, I'm going to try and paint at least once a week, even if it's just for half an hour. Just take that little bit of time, because it is such a calming process to do. I just sit and I put the paper in front of me and create, and I'm thinking about that. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm thinking about the colours, I'm thinking about the shapes that I'm making, and I just think I need to take that time, half an hour a week, just to be a bit more thoughtful and a bit more centred on what I'm doing. Anyway, that is my 10 things that I am aiming to do and plan to do for this coming year. What do you think? Let me know in those comments. I would really, really appreciate your thoughts about what I aim to do, your ideas. What are you planning on doing? Have you got any plans for this year? Were they your resolutions, or are they just things that you're thinking, I think I should do that this coming year? It would be beneficial for my purse. It would be beneficial for my home. It would be beneficial for my brain, or beneficial for your mental health. Because we've really got to look after that, because if you've not got your mental health and you're not feeling calm and you can't focus on things, then it's hard to focus on anything else. We do need to take a little bit of time away from the stresses and strains of everyday life, just to find that one thing that we enjoy doing and just take that little bit of a break. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm now going to drink my cup of tea it's not gone cold yet. It's still fine. And I'm going to put away my painting that I did this week. In fact, do you want to have a quick look? Okay, are you ready? This is this week's painting. Sunflowers. Not too bad. I'm quite proud of it. It's one of my better ones. I think I should have done them a bit bigger. I think these are sunflowers in their early blooms. But I'm quite proud of it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.